Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Sorry this is late. I was recording a video. I wanted to look and see how the market finished up. We can go look at the market right now while we're waiting for people to get here. Then we're going to look at the max factor long term and I'll answer any questions. Um, how does that sound? We're going to look at some other stuff too. I just remembered. We'll look at the index buffer. We'll look at all kinds of stuff. All right, so let's start with the market. I was looking at old YETH, a good looking chart. But let's look at SPY. SPY is more general interest. All right, the daily chart of the SPY is there's just not really a lot of information there. You know, to me, I need more granular look at things. Let's go down to a 30-minute look. Yeah, this is more my speed. This is more my speed. I don't know about you guys, but anyway, it's good looking in either event. Bullish gaps everywhere. Right here, there was one. I didn't even put it on the chart. Right today, there was a bullish gap that kind of basically held till the end of the day. It didn't really close on the highs, but market hasn't gotten on the other side of it. It's building out a high volume node up here, but that's a good looking chart. Let's look at the Qs. On the short term, it is. It looks like it's running out of energy and stuff. I see all the same thing everyone else does. It's way overbought. But in any event, it's just people want it right now. It's always, it's never any in between. There's always either too many people want it and everyone wants it and it's the greatest thing ever, or here, in 6 months or maybe sooner, everyone will hate it. Oh my gosh, it's the economy's terrible. This stuff's awful. It's a bubble, and they can't sell it fast enough. And then they'll overreact, and there's overreaction on both sides. I don't know if this is overreaction on the upside, but I'm just saying it's possible. Who knows? All right. Well, I do like to see the other risk assets up. And that right there on the short-term chart, that's as high as Bitcoin's been in a while, almost. Yesterday went up to about the same level and kind of did last week also, hit the 116, nearly 117 level. All right. Higher prices ahead, hopefully. Who knows? Who knows? VIX up 4%. It looks like it closed on its highs. Vivix up 4.57%, or they're both up about the same. It's a good way to look at these is the cost of hedges and people are buying hedges lately because people are wanting to hedge, but not because I think they necessarily think the market's going to crash. Also because the price of insurance has been cheap, especially before these things started going up. A few days ago, insurance was cheap and the market was looking really kind of toppy looking. So people buying hedges and anyway, but who knows? We'll see if they know something or not. The ratio is still uber healthy. But when the ratio turns down, look out. It's bad news. It's bad news. The ratio called the 2022 market and stayed short the whole time. The ratio, but we'll see. Yeah, lately the ratio did a good job. Got short March 3rd, and stayed short too long. But anyway, whatever. Right now it's saying full steam ahead. We'll see. We shall see the pros versus Joes ratio. All right, let's look at max factor. Hopefully some people got here. I guess we can look at the crypto quartet. instead of max factor really quick. I don't know why that's doing that. Come on. Salty really down 1.38%. Man, all this thing does is NAV decay. That's all it does every freaking day. NAV decay, NAV decay. So, I mean, it's just, gosh, just joking. I mean, what are you going to do when the average stock is in your short fund and the average stock that you're short is up 2.6? That's actually a pretty good performance. That's showing a little alpha to the market, in my opinion, a little bit. I mean, because that actually the market makers are giving it more credit than it probably deserves. I mean, all right. So be that as it may, that's salty. Who really cares? I mean, it's a good day for them. No one really has this. It's a good day it's still a win for the good guys. Let's go look at the good guys team. Let's go look at Alti. Here we go. The good guys here. The average isn't on here, but we'll just, I guess we'll just look at it right. Gosh darn, I hate to mess with mine. It's fine. It's fine. I like to keep that ratio chart up on a different screen. We need to check the pros versus Joes ratio every day. It really is it really is one of many things to look at that kind of can show you stress in the market. I wish it could predict it, but it kind of can. It does a little bit. All right. Man, that's I just hadn't seen an Alti chart itself right here. But anyway, it's up 36 basis points. Good job, ULTY. Okay, and so the average isn't on here, but it looks like most of their stuff is up. I mean, except not Rocket Lab. And not open. 4 weeks down a little bit. Anyway, they do have some winners. I mean, they got IONQ and MicroStrategies bounced a little bit. All right, well, I'm actually kind of surprised they're up, really. But like I say, I don't have the average on here. I don't know why I didn't do that. All right, and it's not saying that because of this. No, let's try. All right, so the average was down 54 basis points in this. So I'm actually surprised that it is showing ULTY up. Is anyone else? Let me make sure. I probably have an error on here. Like I always say, it's usually Max's error. Computers don't make errors. It's always communication with the human element in it. Formula. Okay, so let's see here. I mean, this is saying Alti's up and but the average one is down. Well, that's awesome. I mean, the average isn't down huge, so I could kind of see that because they're collecting premium and stuff. So yeah, awesome. Or the market makers are giving them credit for, same thing with Salty. Same thing with Salty. That's good to see. They're having good because the market makers have better spreadsheets than we do. All right. Well, let's go look at LFGY over here. All right. LFGY also has the same little problem here. I'm going to fix it really quick. You guys don't care, or if you do, you're probably used to it. It should usually okay right there. Usually it gives me a choice where I can just hit tab and it does it automatically. Then this is what I have to do every morning, this and some other things. And if I forget to do this, anyway, whatever. But I'm having AI do it, but AI just forgot to do this part today. So this right here, we're going to put I think the other two are done though, so my apologies. All right. So whatever. I mean, it's a great day. Look at LFGY is up 1.42. Now their average stock in their universe is up 2. But anyway, okay, so now let's go to the chart and it'll be more instructive. Here we have LFGY over here. Yeah, 1.4. Great job. Average stock up 2. That's all right. We'll take it. So what did we do right? I mean, heck, LFGY is killing it. I mean, I don't even know where to start. Marathon or Mara, whatever. I call it Mara, but I heard someone call it Marathon. Clean Spark. Holy cow, Clean Spark. Bitmine Immersion. What do you guys think blocks is going to be up? If LFGY is up 1.42, and meaning that even Bitmine Immersion's up, which is a small stake in blocks. I mean, it's pretty big. Well, it's a pretty small stake here. It's only 2.6%. I think it's even smaller in blocks, but still, blocks is going to be raging. I bet blocks is up 250 basis points. We'll look at blocks in a second, but wow. All right. Well, it's a great day to be LFGY. I mean, I wish I would have bought blocks already, but at least I have LFGY. I'm going to sell LFGY to buy blocks. I just don't want to call the top on the market. So anyway, maybe I'll wait and see what happens here in a few days first. But anyway, this one's plenty risky enough for me, but this one's raging. I mean, 142 basis points. I mean, my Lord, good job, LFGY. All right, well, let's go look at the next one. Should be done. So blocks, we shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to watch me put the stuff in there. Perfect. Okay. Blocks itself is up 1.8. Well, I said 2.5, but anyway, it's still up more than the other one. Average stock in the universe is up 1.7. That's fine. Everything's up. Bitmine Immersion's up. This thing's wrong. You know, it's wrong, so we need to forget about that. So it's probably making the average low. Yeah. Anyway, I need to work on that. But I mean, Marathon, whatever that is, isn't that a Bitcoin miner or maybe a something like that? I don't know. But Riot. Anyway, a great day to be in this business. Great job, guys. All right, and then in Salty. Man, I know we've already seen Salty. I need to make the AI tell us which positions are new because they switch. It's fun to look which ones they switch in and out. I look, but sometimes I miss them. Like, where did this LMND come from? When did they put that in there? I just noticed it being in there the other day. I'll start putting an alert on here as soon as something new comes in or goes out. And I was calling it Lemonade. I have no idea if that's right. It is. Or maybe I've looked it up before. It's that insurance company. Okay, well, that's what I was afraid it was. But, I mean, heck, if as long as it has liquid options and high IV, I'm all about it. All right, well, anyway, let's finish with the crypto quartet. Then I was going to look at the long-term max factor. You guys seem to like the max factor. All right, so I was just looking to see if there's any stocks that looked interesting and Salty, and everything they pick is going the wrong direction. So no, it'd be a great long portfolio. We need a short Salty. I'm just joking. I mean, though as crazy as this is, I can't believe Neos is coming out with leverage versions of their own funds. I think it's great. They'll probably be great funds. It's probably the best funds out there. Not saying I can't believe it like that, but I'm saying I can't believe there's a market for that. A few years ago, there wasn't even a market for covered call funds, really. I mean, that much of a market, and it has just exploded. And people, and so there's some really exciting stuff coming out. And the most exciting stuff I've seen lately, and I have a video coming out soon on it, is some new stuff from Jay, the leverage plus income stuff, but on the index. We'll see. I mean, then there's LevMax coming out. I mean, there's so much stuff coming out. I mean, this is such an exciting industry right now. All right, lots of stuff to study, especially for somebody like me, but who just likes to study these things. All right, so let's do this. Let's go over here. Let's go to the index buffer report just to make sure we aren't missing anything. Okay, I think Google's down right now or something. That just, maybe they're doing maintenance or something. Okay, so let's go. That won't stop us here because I've got a workaround. I have a workaround. All right, sorry it's going kind of slow. I'm going to maybe dip over here and see who's here. Make sure I've been sharing the screen. I don't have any comments. Mark, it's always good to see you. Locks is still holding the crown, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Okay, let me ask you this, Marcus. If you were, let's say you were a guy and you hadn't bought blocks yet, would you buy it right now? I mean, it's probably fine. I mean, the market's probably fine. And even if it isn't, blocks will be fine. It'll go down. It'll come back up. It goes down a little bit faster, comes up a little bit faster. Just allocate it properly and I'll be fine, right? Just don't over allocate. I'm overthinking it. But anyway, I've got to give me some blocks. I have had to give me some blocks. I really have a second doubts on Salty, but just because, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, retire. There's 3 marks here. We got 1, 2. Yeah, we do have 3 marks here. Okay, and 7 people overall. That's impressive, especially because this is late. All right, I'll try to make up. I'll try to turn this into a good thing. I'm trying to record this darn Alti video, but it's just not going very well. That I was kind of teasing this morning about. Anyway, I don't know. I spent hours on it and it's still not good. I want to maybe re-record it. But then I'm thinking about just releasing it. I wish I could just release it to you guys, but I can't. I don't know how to. But it's because it's not good enough to put out on the internet. But some of you guys might like it. I go through Portfolio Visualizer for about 30 minutes with different allocations of ULTY. It's one of those study hall videos. Usually they get about 100 views. I'm not worried about the views. All right. So Marcus, what are you saying? Because of their strategy, you think it's worth DECA. Yeah, okay, you're right. You're right. The other thing is I have to keep reminding myself is since I'm on full drip and I don't need the income yet, it really doesn't matter that much. Yeah, because, see, if it does go down, that sucks, but it'll pay a higher yield. I need to remember all the same stuff I tell people, but it should pay a little bit higher yield. The higher yield, if you're on full drip, I'll be fine. All right, I've got to do that tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day. All right, guys, let's do something fun. Let's look back at the index buffer report. Wow. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, whatever. Let's go over here to the max factor. This max factor's really good, in my opinion. And we're going to let's look at Rob's. Let's look at the real. Let's do this. You guys don't care about the max factor. I mean, the max factor's all right. Let's go. Let's see if. Let's go over here to Stock Tools. Stock Tools is the max factor with somebody that knows what they're doing as far as coding and building businesses and stuff goes. The Stock Tools is max factor on steroids. What I probably need to do is give Rob the code and have him put the max factor on Stock Tools. I don't know if he would, but I would imagine he might. But anyway, I need to maybe just make something like Stock Tools that just has the max factor. That's what I need to do. Anyway, all right. So tell me I'm not signed in. I should be signed in. Why do I always not be signed in? And why am I always not signed in? And then watch, it's not going to remember my sign in. I should have had this straightened out before I got on here. I mean, all right, we're going to go to the max factor. I hate when it does that to me. And usually I open right to it, and it's, gosh darn it, you got to be kidding me. Maybe it'll work now because I had to put in my PIN so it can make sure it is a stock thing. I think it's extra security. Hopefully it'll work now. Sorry, also the computer's running bad, but I think this would be fun. I think we need to look at this. Anyway, what I'm saying is what I'm trying to show with the max factor is very similar to this, but this is more data collection. I really am on the max factor. My theory is that all yields aren't created equal and all total returns aren't created equal. But especially so you could have 2 ETFs with 50% yields and with vastly different things going on. And things to worry about and things to look for and that kind of stuff. The max factor is trying to separate the wheat from the chaff as far as that goes this is just all around badass. I mean, what is this market intelligence center? I haven't even seen this yet. I mean, it has, look, you can do market sentiment. Look at this fear index. Well, VIX, okay, of course, UVXY, top movers. I mean, freaking people are buying excuse me. People are buying volatility lately, obviously, because the VIX was up like 4 or 5% yesterday and 4 or 5% today. It's crazy, isn't it? All right, let's see what's up. Man, this is so good. Rob, this is new since last time I looked. The sector performance heat map. Holy cow. Energy, this is awesome. This is a great research tool. Okay, so let's go. I always go to dividend income ETF analysis. Let me see if I have a drink here. I have a little bit. The hot's fine. So dry. It hasn't rained in a month. And I mean, just dust everywhere. And it was leaves. And I was mulching. And I mean, it was just a mess. And I came in and sneezed. And oh my gosh, I was dirty, just covered from head to toe in dust. It needed it, though. I hadn't been over there in a while. All right. So let's look here. Let's just line everything up and see what's going on. For some reason, the internet's giving me problems. I don't know why. Like I always say, everything should be fine by the looks of it. There it is. I mean, here this is right here, which is the extension for that. I mean, anyway, here we go. So I think default all is selected. So let's just go look at all. We'll just take whatever time frame is already chosen, so it doesn't give us a hard time. But let's sort it by. All right. Over the past month, what's the best? YMAG, look at that. Would you take a look at that? 4.9%. LFGY, we were just talking, that thing's killing it lately. I have no shame being in that. I mean, I just got lucky. It was lagging for a while. It was making me, but it's doing a lot better lately. Come on, that's awesome. And remember when it was lagging, it wasn't really its fault. It was whenever crypto went into that little dip there for about a week and a half or whatever. Anyway, hopefully it's coming back. But yeah, look, it's beating the parent. I mean, what's not to like? Over the past month, a 4.6% dividend yield equates to about 55% of that rate. YMAG looks good as well because of Google. LFGY doesn't even have Google and is doing that well. Think about that. Chippy gets no respect. Is it Chippy or Soxy? Soxy, I think, is like a 12 fund, so that's why it gets no respect. It pays just that tiny 12% dividend. But Chippy could be like LFGY or whatever, or it is. It's one of those kinds of funds. It pays a lot, right? I mean, it paid 2.9%. I used to talk about it, but it just no one's really that interested in it. I heard Rod kind of diss it the other day on his show. He referred to it as the weird fund or something, and it kind of is, but I mean, they're microchips. Microchips run AI. I mean, it is weird, but at the same time, it's microchips, so it's crucial. And then for somebody that wants more potential for upside, Soxy, because it pays a smaller yield. Look, but Soxy's right underneath it. And unfortunately, look at this. Chippy's kind of like free money compared to Soxy because they're similar, makeups of underlines. And Chippy had more yield and more total return. So, but over the course of the past month, NAV stability slightly growing. Any of these have been good. Now, GPTY benefited from having Google. Biggie's a monster. I mean, Biggie gets no respect also because it only pays 12. But if that's what you needed, it could pay what you need. 12 can help. I think the Biggie and Baggy and those ones might be the answer. I just like Baggy and Biddy, and Biggie, and plus I just like saying it. But I'll put together some content on it. I got to get this alti content out. Anyway, okay. So, but I thought that's interesting to look at. Let's slap a 1 day on it. Now, this is basically what I'm trying to show with my index buffer report or whatever. Okay, it's already sorted. Look at this. LFGY. Heck yes, brother. YMAX. Yes, sir. Have both of them. 5E. I even have a fraction, a few shares, a few shares of feet. Because anyway, long story. YMAG, no shares, but look at this. Then Alti. Heck yes, brother. Come on, Alti. Come on, Alti. There's old Chippy, Soxy. Well, it was a good day for the good guys today. Not that I don't like Round Hill and stuff, but I usually kind of talk more about Yield Max and Curve and stuff. Speaking of Curve, it looks like maybe it's only Yield Max. I wonder if only Yield Max was selected because every one of those was Yield Max, wasn't it? Was there anything that wasn't Yield Max? It must have only been shown as Yield Max. There's no way Yield Max dominated like that. I thought it was selected all, but it says select all right there. But it's almost like there's no way that was everything. I always do select none and then select all to make sure it really is selected all, but it doesn't work. Rob, if you're listening, or it could be because of my browser, on my computer, I'm trying to unselect it and then reselect it and just make sure everything's selected, but it won't let me select none. Okay, it did let me select none. So it's just still, it looks like it's checked. And then I go back to select all. Okay, this should be all of them. My bad. I need to do that every time. Rob watches these shows, so he'll see what's happening and yeah, it wasn't all selected. Anyway, though, that was impressive, though. I do like all those funds. I was thinking, oh my gosh, LFGY, that's the best fund on the board today. How smart am I for having it and stuff. And anyway, okay, here's the real best funds on the board today. Morrow, HOOW, is this daily? Yeah. HOOW, boy, killing it. TSLW, great day, 2.8%. MSTW, 2.2%. MST. Look at Murney up 4%. Would you take a look? Oh, well, that's the underline. Okay, ETF. Anyway, whatever. It's great. It's great for both of them to be up. Murney's up 3, Moderna's up 4. They both need to go up. Those need to go the other group. Those need to go up. It doesn't matter, both of them. But anyway, you could just see it was a good day for lots of them. The highest Yield Max actually was Murney. I wonder why Murney didn't show up on that other list we were looking at. We were just looking at, that was just a list of Yield Max index-based or something. And that's why it was all the ones that I loved. Anyway, the highest of that list, well, what was LFGY? Let's see where LFGY comes in on this list. There it is. LFGY on this list is all the way down here under all these other ones. I was all excited. My bad. But man, this is such a great resource. I'm going to show you something else that's a great resource. I'm going to talk about it. He has a back tester on here where you can back test the will strategy with all kinds of different inputs. Better than you can't do the will on Tasty Trade in their back tester. And he's going to be on the station Thursday or Friday to demo it. So stick around. But yeah, that's awesome. Now let's look at the max factor a little bit. I do think the max factor is something that adds value also. I really do. That's why I always show it. And also, and if nothing else, I like that it's a searchable database. I can search, wonder if we wanted to say, what are the most volatile of these high yield funds? Well, let's look. MST is number one most volatile. Okay. But we can also see what its max factor was. It has been around for a year. It has a negative max factor. It's not doing well, but not lately. But the second most volatile fund is AIYY, and it's down 35% for the quarter just on NAV. It's probably paying huge yield, of course, 177%, but a lot of that's because the price is pulling back. So you have to figure that out and take that out of there, which of course the max factor does. It tries to give you quality yield, and that's why that one's so low. But COIW, that one's just had a little bit of a rough spot. But anyway, these are the riskiest ones. We all know that SMCY, MS2, Maxi. Now Maxi's number one or number two on the Max Factor. Look at Coney. There's Coney. TSLW has been doing great lately. I mean, this quarter TSLW has gone from 35 to 39. So I mean, that's great. It's giving NAV upside. That's 10%. It's giving yield at 35%. I mean, volatility is high, though. It's 52%. All of these volatility are high. And so what's the common denominator of all these? Every single one of them is a single stock, right? There's safety in numbers. Single stocks, and there's not that these aren't great, but here we are at Palti's at 44, so that's like 3.5 times as risky as the SPY. The SPY is about a 12 on average, I would say, probably. But TS2, that one's been doing well lately. This quarter, that one's gone from 23 to almost 28, a 20% NAV upside. Heck yes. Those Rex ones are built for speed, just like the Roundhill ones, and just like the new ones, the new growth plus income ones coming out from, is it YieldMax or Defiance? Anyway, the Jay's bringing out. I need to get that review out. Anyway, all right. So, but the first index-based one, that's why I just like safety in numbers. So you could almost kind of call Bitcoin an index. Because it's kind of like its own. Well, it's its own industry. Like I consider IBIT an index. But anyway, the first stock index-based one. Let's go for the first stock index-based one. All right, so let's go down here. LFCY, there, my buddy right there. That's a good-looking fund. 90 days ago it was at 39. Okay, it's at 36.52 today. That sucks. It's down 6%. But when you're paying a 68% yield, and even when you factor out the other, the excess problems with anything, it still comes out pretty well. GDXY is also based on an index, and I have both of those. ZVol is, I forget what ZVol is right now. We'll look some other time. 5E is a sound idea. I like how they have stock also. They just haven't had great success lately. All right. Well, anyway, but yeah, we could sort by volatility, but then look at this. We can also just sort by quarterly NAV return. That's Goop, YETH, GUI, TS2, KQQQ, BABO, NV2, TSLP, TSLW, EGGS, EGGS. We never talked about that one. IDEVO, SLVO, SOXY. We were just talking about SOXY. We could also sort by 1 year total return. That's what I'm saying. I don't know that Robson can do this kind of stuff. Maybe I need to bring out this as an app, the Max Factor app or whatever, and where it could just do stuff with this and this kind of stuff and make it pretty. And maybe people would like that. Anyway, all right. So, but yeah, so you could sort by total return, and the thing is, it's Misty, Maxi, YBTC, Snowy, Infly, NFLP, Goop, Coney, Silvo, YBIT. There's not a huge difference between just looking at total return, especially in the long-term one, in the Max Factor. So if you're trying to do this at home and you don't want to mess with the Max Factor, just look at total return. It's close. I do think the Max Factor does a good job because it factors. Some of these really do get you better numbers with like half the volatility, and they give you a lot more downside protection, and you can see, and it shows up in the Max Factor. So I think these do offer value, but if nothing else, just look at total return. Let's talk about, so that's 1 year total return, but yeah, we could also look at, this is an experimental index, and I don't think it's working right. So take that in. It's because the equation's not really linear that I'm trying to solve, but I made a really quickie little linear equation. So take that with a grain of salt, or take that as it is. So look, so what I did is I did something that projects the total return. It just doesn't look like it's. But what it tries to do is it takes the quarterly number and it tries to project that out over a year. But I don't know. Anyway, right now it's saying that the best year, just based on the quarter and projecting it, is basically the same people that have had the best quarter. But I wanted to see, because I'm always saying that this quarter projects such and such year. Like, for instance, YETH had a 22% quarter. So that would actually suggest an 88% year, plus you have to factor in the yield, and I have a formula that estimates the total return, but it looks like it's way low, because I'm pretty confident if they would keep making 22% every quarter, because you have to figure out that you're getting a higher dividend as the stock goes higher also. Anyway, I'll work on that one. I'm going to work on that one, but it's just a projection. But anyway, but at the end of the day, you could just highest quarterly dividend, like I say, Goop, YTH, GUI, TS2. Those are the good ones. Those are the good ones. We'll look at the Mac. We'll look at the lowest ones: Fiat, USOI, TSYY. Man, what's the deal with TSYY? 90 days ago it was at 1072. It's at 848 today. It's down 20%. I mean, that's one problem. It's paid 180%, but anyway, it's troubled. Murney. Look at Murney. Well, Murney, I mean, come on, Murney. AIYY, come on, that one should be doing better. That one has potential. I mean, anyway, we'll see. Look at Alti down here. Alti, what are you doing down here? But Alti did well on the long term. Alti just didn't do well in the short term because it had a rough quarter. On the long-term max factor, Alti came in 25, not even 25. What's 61 minus 47? 14. Alti came in 14 and has done well, but had not had a great quarter, right? All right, so I think we covered that. I think we covered everything I wanted to talk about. We got 3 marks here. We still have 3 marks here, and there's 9 people here overall, which is awesome. You guys have anything we want to talk about or whatever, put it in there. I can look at, if there's any ETFs you want me to look at, we can definitely look at those either in stocktools.app/Max affiliate link, or sponsored, or we could look at it on the Max Factor. I mean, the Max Factor is cooler than people realize. It's going, this index is going somewhere. Now that I have numbers that work and there's nothing that says loading or whatever. These ones that say ENA, that just means it hasn't been around a year yet. These are the newbies. These are the newbies, so that's fine. So yeah, but long-term max factor, just to recap, is Misty, Maxi, Goop, YBTC, Tesla, GUI, Babo, Snowy, YETH, TSLP, having a good run of it lately, YBIT, Coney, Silvo. How did Coney scratch its way back up here? Well, it's because it's long-term. They've been doing well over the long term. All right, guys. Well, in the absence of any questions, I can let you guys go. All right, guys. So I appreciate you all for being here. I hope you have a great. Oh, you want me to look at that? Yeah, I'd be happy to look at that. Heck yes. Oh, I have one other thing we can look at. There's one other person here. Maybe we should stay a little bit longer. All right. Yeah, we're going to look at EQ. We're going to look at EQ, and also why the heck does Max not have EQ in the thing? In the old days, that may have been a problem to add it real quick, or it probably lots of times it wouldn't have received data, but we can put it right in and check if it's not in there. All right. I just want to make sure. Did it come out the same day back in I came out the last day in January, I think, if I remember. The last day in December, because I covered it, but I thought the Qs came out later, but whatever. They've been out easily long enough. Oh my gosh. The problem is it only pays 3.3%. It doesn't really qualify. I mean, really, because you can't just put growth funds in here. There's lots. I'll give you all kinds of ones that'll just start doing it. I mean, not that this is a growth fund, because that will come out to maybe 4.5 or 5, which is generous. It's like, I think that the theme of these funds are, we're going to give you NASDAQ coverage in 5 times the dividend of the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ pays 1% and these pay 5%, and it's great. But I don't know if it really qualifies for the high yield. But let's look over here and compare it to eggs. That just seemed kind of low. Come on. We'll look back at EggQ and some other, and I'm going to look back at EggQ in a second. Well, eggs has been killing it, 10% for the quarter. It doesn't have a year yet. And look, in eggs is paying a yield. Eggs is paying 8%, 8.3%. What's the matter with EggQ? I should know. I just assumed they were the same fund, basically based on different things. Maybe that's not so. Maybe EggQ is more focused on growth and in tech and stuff. And it's maybe because you would think that the one based on the Qs would pay a little bit of a higher dividend. That's so that way it works on every other fund, because the Qs and the ones based on the Russell pays even higher still, because it's based on smaller company or more, volatile companies. So it kind of surprised me that the NASDAQ one paid less, but maybe it's part of maybe I need to do a refresh on that. But this, okay, let's see how much, I was going to see how much money it had in it. $50 million. Okay. I mean, it just pays a 3% yield. I'll put it in. I mean, we'll put it in. I mean, it had a 15% quarter NAV return only. That's not including the 3%. So, but that's 3% anyway. But so it's doing well. It's doing well. I'll make sure it's in by tomorrow, Marcus. I'll make sure it's part of the roster tomorrow. I was thinking of something else I don't think I have in there, but I forgot what it was. But I was thinking of something else, and I was thinking, I think that's been out a month now. Well, Blocks. When is Blocks 3 months old? Is Blocks 3 months old yet? What are these guys talking about? YMAX, YMAG, back to monthly. Okay, they're talking about that. They're talking amongst themselves. That's fine. When does Blocks 3 months? Or is it because Blocks will go straight to the head of the class as soon as it's on here, as long as the market's still going up. I would expect, and I can't wait to get WPay on here and see how WPay compares with YMAX and YMAG. It's a fun time. Look at this monster. Holy cow. I mean, this thing's a monster. I mean, other funds just don't behave like that I haven't seen before. When this thing doesn't go up, it either hockey sticks or it goes down. I mean, when it goes down, it goes down. It's when it goes up, it hockey sticks. I mean, holy cow. Holy cow. How much money's under management? I don't know. These guys should be $1 billion. These guys should have what Alti has. I mean, it's a similar strategy. I mean, it has it has less yield, and people like yield, but it should have half what Alti has. I mean, even allowing for the less yield. Anyway, but when's the? I guess I just wanted to mainly look at the date. June 17, July, August, September. So no, it's tomorrow. I'm glad I looked. Think about that. That's going to be awesome. We could put it in. It's going to go in. It'll go in tonight, but yeah, it'll start trading tomorrow. So I'll put UGGQ and I'll put BLOX in. But I was just thinking today, hasn't this thing been around for a month yet? Anyway, that was a good catch, wasn't it? That was a good catch. All right, these guys are talking amongst themselves. Okay, perfect, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys. If you have any questions, put them in. I'll hang around for a second. I'm not doing anything. I just got to get this stupid video out. I guess I can. That's what I was going to show you. I could show you my. I can give you the too long don't read of the video. The accounts, I was just looking at doing Alti and T-Oak together for an income sleeve and then mixing it with VU. And it does really well. It's incredible. I'm trying to show you the back test I have. And I was just comparing TradFi. I mean, TradFi is fine too. So on this back test right here on this page, I'm withdrawing $10,000 a month, which is ridiculous. This is $1 million, rebalanced monthly. Portfolio A is typical. It's a typical 60-40 with some bond stuff, some REIT, some closed-end funds, some cornerstone, but no covered calls, no high yield. Just like normal stuff that you could have always had, but good stuff, nothing wrong with it. But with that, you can withdraw $10,000 a month. Let me make sure it's $10,000 a month. This is $10,000 a month after you could have in the past year. I was trying to see if Alti really is special and how to determine for sure, or how to make an apples to apples comparison, because it's also more risky, and so how to this is withdrawing $10,000 a month, inflation adjusted, and this is like for the past 13 months. Anyway, TradFi did fine. You still beat, or you were under the SPY by a little bit, but you still have some money left. Your NAV is still. You were able to pay yourself that much, and your account is the same value it was at the start of the year, at the very least. Standard deviation 11. Okay. And then you could also, then I did that same portfolio, but I added in a little bit of Alti, and same thing. You could do it that way too. Just 5% of Alti to get a little bit more income. But then portfolio 3 is really kind of the one I was looking at. And then portfolio 3, was kind of my, the one that I really, that usually wins, where I use like 80% VU, and then I split the last 20% between a risky fund and between T-Oak. And I was testing here 7% YMAX. It doesn't have to be Alti, it can be whatever, 13% T-Oak, but for income. And anyway, that one actually beat the benchmark, and it was actually up a little bit on the year. But the only reason we do these is income. And also portfolio 3 made the most income. Portfolio 3 earned from the YMAX about, it splits the year into 2 parts, but 17 plus 31. So almost 50,000. So you could pay yourself $4,000 or $5,000 a month with this, just off the income the YMAX pays. And you would still have the NAV would go up. But in this one, we're paying $10,000 a month. So so it's taking that. I mean, the portfolio income is right here. It's helping, but then they're also selling a little stock. But then we can see, and just like always, the The column on the right is just selling stock, and it usually wins by a little bit. But in this case, it didn't. It did not beat. Well, yeah, it actually did. I'm sorry. And it beat Portfolio 3 by a little bit, but Portfolio 3 still does a good job. All right, guys. But yeah, and just selling, because this way, because the SPY on $1 million, if you're just all in SPY, it only makes 12,000 in dividends. So that will start to pay you your 50,000 or 100,000 or whatever you want to pay yourself. But you still have to make up the rest by selling stock. But the computer can factor it all in. And unfortunately, like I say, but when I put Alti in, the problem is because I had YMAX in. When I have Alti and TOK in plus VU, it'll beat it, because Alti really is special. But my point was that I'm trying to show that you can use that you can allocate any riskier stock. It's just a matter of setting it right. So if you like that, be watching for that entire video will be coming out later on anyway. I don't know if you guys will like that, but you might. BR and SB are here now. Yeah, they're talking kind of amongst themselves. They're talking amongst themselves. All right, guys. Well, I'm out of here. I got to get this video out. I mean, it's done and stuff. I guess I just have to make a thumbnail and release it. Anyway, all right, guys. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you soon.